Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. No matter when you may be listening, thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of Empower Her Wallet, a financial literacy podcast for young women. On today's episode, we will be talking about financial education. Hi, my name is Dessa Molina, and I am a senior at East Greenwich High School. I love playing volleyball, I love spending time with my friends, and I like being creative, reading, and I also love financial education. As a 17-year-old girl who has 3 jobs, I think that saving and budgeting are 2 of the biggest things for me, and I think that's really hard to learn. Financial education really instills a foundation for future success, especially as I think about college and beyond. How am I going to be able to build my financial wealth?
So how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel really happy because at the end of the day, what we want is for kids to be excited by the fact that they feel like they have the power to manage their own financial lives. FinEd50 was co-founded by Visa and CEE to move legislation forward across the country to make sure that every child everywhere has equitable access to financial education. FinEd50 has had a huge impact, moving ahead advocacy efforts across the country, and more importantly, as these requirements get passed, bringing in resources for teachers so they can be trained and have the confidence to bring the very best financial education to all of our kids.
I think that is one of the most things that I am the most passionate about is access to financial literacy, and I think that is what I try to get at a lot in my podcast with the individuals that I reach out to. One of the people that I've interviewed is Dr. Page, and she has been one of my biggest mentors. She has provided me with a ton of skill sets and will propel me forward into my future in higher education.
We're very strong on the academic focus here, and when you have a class like personal finance, it is the great equalizer. I look at this as being a moral and an equity imperative. We are launching a whole generation of young adults into a very evolving financial landscape. We're asking them to make decisions about transportation, housing, career choices, college, post-secondary pursuits, and they're ill-equipped to do that. This is our collective responsibility as a society, so I think the onus is on us.
Requirements getting passed in every state creates equitable access for all students. And most importantly, once those requirements are passed, we have to keep putting the energy and resources into making sure that teachers have the tools, the knowledge, the training they need to make sure that the students are getting the very best education they possibly can in this subject area.
I am so proud of Dessa. She comes home so enthusiastic and just lights up when she talks about all the things that she's doing. She's incredibly driven and has a very clear vision that I think is rooted in a lot of the financial education that she's gotten, that she can see what's possible for herself, professionally, financially, and she's been given the tools. She knows how to get there.